There he is, and he might be the best grappler on the planet today, a two-division champion under the one championship banner. It's Reinier De Ridder, and you got a big one coming up, which is seemingly all you do of late, taking on the biggest names and tapping them the hell out. It's great to chat with you. This run 16-0, 14 by stoppage. It's been very fun to watch.
Thank you, man. I'm doing my best and still working out, so I'll try and continue it the next couple of years.
Reinier, you've got the middleweight championship. You've got the light heavyweight title, which you'll defend December 2nd in the Philippines on Prime Video 5, taking on Anatoly Malykhin. Talk to me about this matchup, because it seems like it doesn't matter what your opponents bring. If you can control the fight on your terms, take it to the ground, it's over.
That's the truth, man. That's the truth. But he's an interesting matchup. He's dangerous. He's been knocking people out left and right. I've been strangling people unconscious left and right. And it's about time, man. He's the heavyweight champion. I've been asking for that fight for a long time. I've got it. It's at light heavyweight. And man, I'm just happy to be able to do it again.
It's definitely not easy to be a champ and to be a top two divisions and regularly defend that title. One, though, is giving fighters lately an opportunity to go for greatness and do just that. Do you feel pressure on yourself to stay active and be able to defend both titles?
Yeah, it's very cool. It's a big chance, and it's cool that it's been successful. Last time my fight at light heavyweight was on a week's notice, so I didn't really get a chance to get heavier. But this time I've had some more time, so that's nice. And you're right, one is putting on a lot of big fights, and especially now on Prime, they really want to throw everything at it. This weekend, there's a lot of cool fights. Two of my old opponents, and one defending his welterweight strap now in Abasov. Another option for Lee to become a double champ. They're just putting on great fights right now, man. It's cool to be in one, and it's cool to be part of this movement here.
All right, the Dutch Knight, make your case here. You have made your case as legitimately the best grappler in the world, but there's a lot of people in and out of MMA who would love that title or believe they have it. As it pertains to MMA, though, why do you believe that? Why do you say that about yourself?
No, I'll say the best MMA fighter on the planet. The other two middleweight kings have just lost their belts, and I'm the only one left.
Look, I'm not an expert when it comes to grappling, but there does seem to be something about the way you set things up, the way that you're one step ahead, the way that you're able to bend people's will when you do get them down, and your consistency in getting the finish. So in your opinion, what is separating you from the competition when the fight hits the ground?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm very proud to be able to represent jiu-jitsu like I do. It's always the goal to take them down. It's always the goal to strangle them. They know what's coming, and I'm still able to do it. So I'm very proud of what I've achieved this far. But this is not a moment to look back. It's a moment to look forward to strangling everybody in front of me.
You got the big return on December 2nd, but it's hard not to look back on how you got here, even though you said you might not want to talk to that because you've had huge movements in weight and huge victories along the way. But you know, you started knocking on a lot of people's doors with that 2-fight series against Ong La Song. You capture the middleweight title in a first-round submission in 2020, but for the rematch this time for the light heavyweight belt, it goes 5 rounds. So you found somebody, it seemed, that could push you to that distance. What's the difference between those two fights?
Well, mostly he was preparing for a light heavyweight fight, and I was preparing to defend my middleweight strap against Abasov. He pulled out a couple of weeks in advance. I was bummed out. I was relaxing, took a holiday with the fam, and took some time away from training. And then they called me 6 days before the fight. They said, Ang's opponent has also pulled out. We want to see you on a plane tomorrow. And then I said yes, flew out. But to be honest, I wasn't really in the right mind state to compete yet. I didn't have the time to get as sharp as I am right now. And I wasn't able to put him away. And it's a thing that really haunted me for the months afterwards, because I was close a couple of times. I had him in a side choke in the second round. And I was really, really, really bummed out that I didn't get to finish him. But it's cool that I showed that even on a few days' notice, my cardio is there to go 5.5s, and it really pushed me to get even better in the grappling, because now after that I've really focused on some of the chokes that I missed, and especially on the side choke, the head and arm triangle, which I was a bit sloppy with in the second Aung fight. And then fortunately I was able to get Abasov with it twice.
That title fight in July of this year, first round inverted triangle, but you had to fight off an early guillotine there against Abasov to get to that point. How scared were you? How much danger was that? Was it just a fleeting moment of panic?
That was Big Dash, but it wasn't that tight. It was
oh, right. Excuse me, that was the Big Dash fight. You're right.
I understand. It's all Russians. I don't really remember the names as well. But no, it wasn't that. It was not a big risk. He was not close by any means, but I had to defend for a little bit. So it was fun to be on the other side for once.
Look, you're getting tap outs here left and right, but somebody's going to be able at this level eventually, it seems, to shut down your grappling game. And then, you're probably your toughest critic, but then your striking is going to have to be the difference if that fight gets to that point. So talk to me about your evolution as a striker, and where do you think you're at?
Yeah, I think it's there. I believe it's there. I know it's there. I'm Dutch for a reason. I work on my kickboxing skills on a daily basis. I'm always lankier than my opponents. I can hit them when they can't hit me. And the good thing is they want to come in, but they don't want to come in, because when they come in, I take them down and strangle them. So my kickboxing and my grappling really go hand in hand. And to be honest, I don't really see anybody stopping takedowns anytime soon. So be cool to show off some more kickboxing, but I need the right dance partner for it.
I'm curious you think is the best part of your grappling game. What's that one element that gives you this level of supreme confidence? It's probably more than one, but you get my point.
Nah, I'm not sure. The confidence just came through the years of training and being successful every time I fight. But I think in the transitions is where I really shine. When I take them down, I'm already thinking of the next step. I'm already halfway on a neck or halfway on an arm, and they're always in danger. So I think that showed in the Big Dash fight as well. The moment I got him down, he was trying with the guillotine, but the moment I popped out, it was dangerous right away. Hit him with some good shots, got the side control, and then in MMA, there's usually not a lot of time to finish, right? So at that point, I had like 2.5 minutes left. My corner was yelling, so I had to take some risk, and I'm not afraid to take a risk to end up on bottom like I did this time. And was cool to get him with the inverted triangle finally.
I mean, you also put him to sleep there. Is that a bonus for you when you get to do that to an opponent?
No, it's better if they tap, man. It's better if they tap, because then they really say, I don't want to be in there anymore. I want to give up. I want to get out of there. I don't want to be in the cage with Reinier anymore. That's the best feeling. But putting them to sleep is all right as well.
Wow. I mean, your transitions, I can see a bit of the way you think when you're in there. It's certainly next level, but your grip is also pretty damn strong. I can assume, I hear the broadcasters mentioning it a lot during your fights. What are we doing? Walking around all day with those squeezy things from the 80s to get all kind of pumped up?
I used to, but I don't really think that that really helps me too much. But I have some special things I do for my squeeze strength. Yeah, but I won't give away all of it.
Okay. That sounds like a personal situation. We'll keep the secrets sealed here. But what's it like being a superstar in a different part of the world? You mentioned you don't get called out a lot by the Dutch, but when you're in Singapore or the Philippines, what's it like walking around as a 2-division champion?
Yes, it's cool, man. It's very cool. Every time when I look at a card like the card I'm on this time, there's a lot of big names on there, and then for some reason it's always me on top. So that's pretty special to be the main guy, to be the yeah, to have that in my life is very cool. It's very special. Yeah. And the good thing is here in Holland, back home, nobody really cares about me, so I can just go to the supermarket. Nobody bothers me.
I mean, man, what's the deal with grappling not being sexy in Holland? I mean,
nah, the Dutch don't care, man. We are a special breed of people. I don't really know why, but we're very successful in all types of sports, right? Like with the Formula One right now, with Max Verstappen, kickboxing, MMA, but even ice skating, all the Olympic sports. We do like crazy. We have crazy achievements, but nobody gives a fuck, man. Here, we don't care for some reason.
Yeah, but when you get off the plane in Singapore, they've seen you before, right?
They care, so yeah, it's a good position to be in. It's all right this way.
It's definitely not a bad spot to be in as one of the faces of this promotion as it's setting up for the long-awaited U.S. invasion. It's got the new TV contract. Part of that change, though, for you through up in the ladder, coming up in one, has been changing from fighting in a ring to now a cage. Do you think it's a plus for you either way?
Yeah, I was in the. I fought in the ring once, I think. No, twice. I fought in a ring twice for one, and that was pretty cool as well. Actually, to be honest, because it was easier to get like body locks and stuff. So both is fine in my eyes, but it's, I think for the casual fans, it's better to have it in a cage. And they have the Muay Thai fights and the kickboxing fights in the cage now as well. It's just it's right. They have made the right decision. Those are pretty cool as well. I don't know if you've seen some of the Muay Thai fights they have. We have two Dutch champions there as well.
Well, anytime Rod Tang is involved, I'm going to be tuning in. That's one of my rules there. He's got that pro wrestler kind of feel to him as he walks out there, and you know he's going to come to bang. But speaking of becoming a star and you know, super fights, there's going to be people knocking on your door in terms of that. No disrespect to Anatoly Malykhin, who you have to defend your title against December 2nd. I know you're prepared to go out there, but are there names on your mind for the future, inside of one or outside, that you just have to make a fight with?
There's still a lot of guys there, and there's still a lot of guys in the world. One doesn't have them all, so there's still a lot of guys out there who will get a shot one day. And there's a lot of cool names in one as well. Like at heavyweight, there's a lot of cool options, and I'd fight at heavyweight as well. Like Buchecha would be a big honor for me to fight, or Bular is still there. He isn't really active, but he is still the champ at heavyweight, so that would be cool as well.
I don't think, Reinier, there's been a 3-division champion, correct me if I'm wrong, on the global elite MMA level before.
That's why I'm here. I want to do something special, and that would be something very special. So it's something I'm looking at. I've been asking for a while. But even like this weekend, it's Aung versus Okami, the Japanese MMA fighter, a real legend in his own right. If Okami gets a win, that'll be an interesting fight at middleweight. So there's still a lot of options.
You are offering a lot in terms of daring to be great here. Now you want to fight for the heavyweight title. I can respect that. You also say in interviews that you can cut down to 185, the traditional MMA middleweight limit. And, you know, and they ask you often, well, how would it look you against Alex Pereira or Israel Adesanya? You can still make the weight. Which weight class do you think, in your eyes, if you're willing to fight across so many, is where you're the most dangerous given your skill set?
Well, I can make 185 dehydrated, right? So I have to cut the weight. So in one, it wouldn't be an option. But outside of one, I would be able to make 185. It's going to be hard, so it's not going to be like I can't do like 10 fights at 185.
Right.
But a couple would be possible. And look, those guys. You saw the fight, man. It's like two blue belts grappling when they grapple, to be honest. And I think I could beat both those guys in the same night, man. Give me co-main event Adesanya, main event Pereira, and I'd finish.
Wow. What about Khamzat Chimaev, who wants to fight everybody at any given time? He's got a ground game. Is that a mythical matchup that attracts you?
He's we've trained together. Yeah, it's an interesting fight for me. Yeah.
I'm curious about Hamzat. How good is he? Like in your eyes, if he leaned more on the wrestling full time, could he absolutely dominate everyone?
Yeah, maybe.
That makes me want to ask you if you're kind of waiting to find your equal. Like, are you waiting for that guy that can walk in there, stuff your takedowns, make you go to plan B? I have to believe you're itching to find that guy.
Yeah, maybe. It's like it's this MMA thing. It's a weird thing because you're always looking for the hardest challenge. You're always looking for the next best guy. It's kind of sometimes I feel like old school warrior thing, you know, like looking for a hero's death. You're looking for the best guy who might be able to beat you. Yeah.
And, you know, maybe you can get on the Apprentice One Championship Edition Season 2 and showcase your business skills. But you're making good business inside the cage as the 2-division champion. You'll defend that lightweight title once more, December 2nd, 1 on Prime Video 5. Anatoly Malykhin, you're on a great run here at age 32. Is it MMA only moving forward, or does the one championship entice you with the grappling divisions as well?
Yeah, definitely. But I'll be down for that if they have like a good opponent for me. But MMA is the main thing. MMA is the focus. It's to be honest, it's a lot easier sometimes to set some stuff up. I grappled Galvao right last year, and in grappling sometimes it's hard to get to places because they can really stall, right? And then in MMA, once I get on top, I can get some elbows involved, get some punches involved, and then I can really force them to move, and then that opens up some more stuff. So sometimes it's easier to choke people in MMA than it is in grappling. So the focus is definitely in MMA. But if the right name comes along, I take a grappling fight. And when MMA is done, I'm 40 years old, and I'll do some more Masters competitions, I guess.
Not bad, not bad. By the way, when you were talking about Galvao, I thought you were talking about your MMA fight against him. They thought that was going to be a test on the ground for you, but you stuffed it with knees right up the middle. You took care of business, and I may be new to watching your run of late, but it's been impressive, and I can't wait for December 2nd. So RDR, thank you very much for joining. If they don't know you, I think they're about to now. You're making all that noise, so continued success. Great chatting with you.
Doing my best. Thank you for helping. Thank you for helping me spreading my name, my media stuff. It's always good to have some help.